This Cleveland Browns and Deshaun Watson situation is a tad bit very different from Justin Herbert and Trevor Lawrence. I talked about Cam Newton earlier. Cam Newton is a perfect example of what happens when you break routine. What happens when either it's due to injury or trade or something? What happens when you're forced to break routine? I don't know if you guys remember, but before Cam Newton got COVID, when he was the quarterback for the Pittsburgh or New England Patriots, he was actually doing really well. The team was kind of he was learning the offense, because we know how complex historically this offense is to understand and to grasp. He was understanding the offense, and they were rolling. I think they're on like a 2 or 3 game win streak. He just had like the best game of his career, the best game of his Patriot career against the Seahawks. He was rolling. And then he caught COVID and had to miss like a few games. And Cam Newton could never get back on track. It looked like COVID really hit his body harder than was projected. He just was never able to get back on track. The offense just he seemed slower than the offense. It just didn't seem good, because he had to break his routine and break his learning process to recover from COVID on an offense that didn't slow down when he wasn't there. Why am I bringing up Cam Newton? It was a long road for Deshaun Watson to get to where he is now. Whether you want to talk about the injuries in Houston, whether you want to talk about the entire year holdout, whether you want to talk about all the off-field stuff that Deshaun Watson has been through, or that he's put himself through, it has been a mountain to get to where he is. He had to climb a mountain to get here. Now, yes, it did help that he had the most guaranteed contract in NFL history. But it took a lot to get here. The issue is, here is not where the Cleveland Browns want to be. There was a time when Deshaun Watson was undoubtedly a top 5 quarterback in the league. There was a time where it was viewed that Deshaun Watson wasn't too far off of Patrick Mahomes. The thing is, that is a long time ago, and a lot has happened since then. Whether we talk about injuries, holdouts, off the field issues, Deshaun Watson had to get off of his routine, and he has not been the same since. And I say all that to say, this is a huge year for Deshaun Watson, because this is yet another year where the Browns have a really good team. You still have Amari Cooper. You still have Jarek Willis. You still have David Njoku. You don't have Nick Chubb for the first few games, but you still have Jerome Ford. You have Elijah Moore. You have Jared Jeudy. You have Myles Garrett, who won the Defensive Player of the Year last year. You have Za'Darius Smith. You have Devin Bush. You have Denzel Ward. even though he's kind of struggling with concussion, so I hope he's okay. You have Greg Newsome. This is yet another year where this team is good enough to compete for a Super Bowl, roster-wise. Meaning the only thing that could propel them or could hold them back is Deshaun Watson's play. In the last few years, yes, I know last year he was hurt halfway through the season. But the first year and majority of the first half of last season, he was god-awful. And at some point, and I think, to be completely honest, I think that the Browns are past this point. He has to look similar to the Deshaun Watson that feels that he earned that extension or that contract, because he has not looked like that at all. And especially when you're going up against a Lamar Jackson, when you're going up against a Joe Burrow, possibly when you're going up against a Russell Wilson. If you want to talk about the whole AFC, whether you're going up against a Mahomes, Justin Herbert, Aaron Rodgers, Josh Allen. I'm looking at this man's face, bro. Texans, bro. What the world? How did that man? The man's whatever. Homie, golly, I'm going to hate myself for forgetting. It's pause. It's on the tip of my tongue. CJ Stroud. You see how good the quarterback play is in the NFC. And like I said before, in the AFC, I'm sorry. And like I said before, this ain't the you don't have the time or luxury to figure it out in season. Because while you're figuring it out, you have a star that you probably have to play again. In fact, let me see. Let me see what their schedule looks like. All right. So, regular season. This is the quarterbacks that they're going to have to face. Dak Prescott, Trevor Lawrence. I'm just going to say the good quarterbacks. Dak Prescott, Trevor Lawrence, Jaden Daniels, Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Justin Herbert. Oh, man. Damn. What's that man's name again, bro? Derek Carr, Russell Wilson, Patrick Mahomes, Tua Tagovailoa. Yeah, nah. You don't have time. Now, yeah, you have some cupcake. You have Daniel Jones in there. You have Gardner Minshew. You have Bo Nix. But this is not the roster to chill on. So, at some point, you can't keep putting out dud after dud after dud after dud in the team, especially a team that saw success with Joe Flacco, that got all the way to the playoffs with Joe Flacco. You can't keep dishing out you can't keep putting out the same crap on paper, bro. So there's a lot to prove with this team. And I think, again, they have the roster to do it. They have a great roster. They have a good coach, it's Kevin Stefanski. There's a lot of positives coming out of the Cleveland Browns. Obviously, they need Nick Chubb to get healthy, but once he gets healthy, he's still amongst the better running backs in the league. There's also a huge question mark, and that is, how good will Deshaun Watson be? Because if he's not good, it doesn't matter. Just like Joe Flacco, he was damn near up there. He played like half the season. He was up there in interceptions, but he was still good enough to get them to the playoffs. I know that put a lot of pressure on Deshaun because, like, wait, how can Joe Flacco get us to the playoffs and you're struggling here, bro? And Joe Flacco was just on his couch with his dog. Oh, man, you stayed to the end of the video. I appreciate you. If you like what you saw, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you'll never miss any content from your boy. You can also go back and watch past episodes, past clips, and don't forget that the Unpopular Podcast, new episodes drop every Wednesday and Saturday. Appreciate you.